All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it. Let's get into it. We just completed a 100 trade back test, trading the supply and demand methodology. We're going to go through it. I'm going to step you through the whole system, the whole trade setup, so you are in the right place. I tried this last week. I pulled out my recording software and it instantly crashed. My MetaTrader, the trading platform, and the backtesting software crashed. So I lost all that data. I'm going to step you through this step by step about what I was backtesting and things that you can consider, as well as share with you this exact Word document so you can look at all the trades that I was taking. Let's get into it. I did do a backtest before. I'm going to show you a little image on screen. That's a video where I actually do the live backtesting. It's a 35-minute video. Go through the entire backtest of about 15 or 20 trades, and I talk about it. Hey, this is what I like about this. I like this price action. So if you would like to see that, I will put that in the description below. I didn't record 100 different trades and me talk through it because I sat here for like 7 hours and I did all this, and I don't think you would want to watch a 7-hour video. But hey, if you want to watch a 30-minute video, there you go. And if you want me to do this again, well, then I can redo it again, but 20 trades. All right, so let's get into it. So the back test that I was doing was Euro USD 4 hour, 15 minutes, so multiple time frame analysis. There were two setups. One of the setup is the one I trade every single day. And then there's a different idea that we've been testing out, and that is trading with the 200 moving average on our side, because it's kind of nice to be, trading with that momentum on your lower time frame. An example would be like this: buying this demand as a pullback with price above the 200 moving average, that blue line. So the setup number one is the normal time frame, multiple time frame setup with price inside the higher time frame zone with lower time frame confirmation. This needs to be trading with the trend or in a sideways market. So I need to be trading inside the higher time frame supply or demand zone, and I have to be trading with the trend or in a sideways market. And then on the lower time frame, I need to get confirmation, meaning breaking opposing zones, breaking momentum line. Every take profit was set at 2-to-1. The overall results for this trade setup were 14 winners and 16 losers, 47% win rate with an overall 12% return. So an example of what I mean by this is we're looking at setup 1, multiple time frame. Here on our higher time frame, it's going to be on the right-hand chart. There is my higher time frame demand zone, and if you have a problem trying to identify these zones, I've also attached a picture showing you, what makes a good zone and what it looks like. So that's all going to be in the Word document for you. That's going to be in the description below. I'm not sure if I can throw in Word documents in these YouTube descriptions. I should be able to. What we need to see, price inside higher time frame demand. So price comes back into my higher time frame demand zone. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I want to be looking for buys. Why? Well, price previously has made this big move to the upside. That told me that a lot of buyers stepped into the market. So if price returns back into that area, I want to be looking for buying opportunities because previously big money in the market came in during that time. So they might come in again if prices return. Okay. So prices come back into that area, and now I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a kind of a sideways market. I'm inside my higher time frame demand. I can look for buying opportunities. Okay, so now I go to my lower time frame, and this is what the lower time frame is going to look like: is lower lows, lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs. I need to see opposing zones being removed, downward momentum lines being broken with a good quality zone. So here we got a very strong move to the upside, removing the opposing pivot point zone. This is what it's going to look like that, how I draw that out. Lower downward momentum lines being broken, opposing zones being removed, and then buying the pullback when prices return back into it. Every take profit is going to be set at 2-to-1. Okay, so that's the first trade setup. And like I said, the results were 14 winners and 16 losers. 14 divided by 30 is a 47% win rate, which is pretty good. 2-to-1, 47% win rate. Hey, that sounds pretty good to me. What do you guys think? The second trade setup that I was trading, what I was testing out, is this idea in the group. We've been kind of experimenting to see, hey, what's our trading percentage if we are trading with the lower time frame trend? So this is going to be the exact same setup generally, but we want to be trading with the higher time frame trend. All right, we don't have to be trading inside the higher time frame zone. We can't trade counter trend, so there's no counter trend trading at all because those are low quality trade setups. So we want to be making sure that we're trading with the general higher time frame trend. And then the same as the lower time frame, the lower time frame zone has to be removing opposing zone, breaking trend lines, good quality zone, clean arrival. And then the big difference is the correlation with the 200 moving average. And once again, take profit set at 2-to-1. Overall results, 30 winners and 40 losers. 30 divided by 70 is a 43% win rate with plus 17% returns. So an example of this is going to be this down here. Both setup 1 and setup 2 are exactly the same. The only difference is one setup doesn't need to be inside a higher time frame zone, but needs to be trading with the 200 moving average, while the other one needs to be trading inside the higher time frame zone and doesn't need the 200 moving average. That's the best way to put it. All right, so this is an example. Let's quickly talk about it. So higher time frame, 1 hour, you can see this, just uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So I'm looking for buying opportunities, right? We're in an uptrend. I want to be thinking buying opportunities. So now I go down to my lower time frame zone, in this case, the 15 minutes. And here we start breaking lower lows and opposing zones. We have a very strong move to the upside, removing the opposing supply zones, breaking that downward trend line, which is confirmation. And if you aren't fully understanding all this, I have a complete YouTube tips playlist that I will put in the description below, explaining everything about the supply and demand methodology. I mean, if you go to my YouTube channel, you go to playlist, you will see something called tips, and it's a viewed tips playlist. And this is supply and demand course 1, part 2, part 3. What is supply and demand? How to identify zones. They're very good videos. I'm actually thinking about recreating everything. So if you guys would like to see that with new updated information, let me know. I'm going to do it anyway. So so that's basically the difference. Now let's talk about the results, and we got important notes to talk about this, and we're going to go through other trades. So overall, setup 2 was 30 winners, 40 losers, 43% win rate with a 17% return. The overall, so we combined 100 trades. Setup 1 and setup 2 is 44 winners and 56 losers with an overall win rate of 44%, making a total return of 32%. Now, minus commission cost, we are left with plus 21% after 100 trades. Okay? And I go on to say, I documented every trade I took during this back test. So you can go through them yourself and see what the type of trade setups I was taking. This took me over 7 hours to complete. So you guys will have this Word document so you guys can go check it out yourself and you can look at everything. There's a lot that you can pull from this that I didn't necessarily document, all right? And this is so important that we talk about in the group is what happens if you instead you start going for 3-to-1, all right? These are things I didn't consider, but I could. But now I can because I documented. And this is why documenting your trades is so important, because if you come to me and you're like, hey, I'm not having success with this methodology, I go, great, show me all your trades. And if you show me pictures like this, I can break down, okay, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing wrong, I like this, right? Or hey, if you remove this based off of all your trades that you've sent me, you're up 10% over the last 30 trades that you've taken. You need to get rid of this one thing, right? And so this is why documenting your trades is so important, because now I can go back and I can say, hey, what happens if I went for 3-to-1 instead of 2-to-1? All right, and actually a lot of my trades went to 3-to-1 and continued to go 5-to-1 and 10-to-1. I was thinking that in the middle of my back test, thinking I could be up so much more money probably if I went for a higher reward to risk. What if you go for 2-to-1 or 5-to-1, but you move your stop loss to break even after 2-to-1? All right. What about the structure of the zone, or what about the imbalance of the zone is better than, you know, on a scale of 1 to 3, you mark out a really good imbalance versus a decent imbalance. All right. Is there a difference between those type of trades, right? If prices are making higher highs and higher lows before prices come back, an example would be like this. So say, for example, you get a sell setup like this, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to sell that. Well, instead of prices returning right away, it goes on and makes a new lower low. Is there a win-loss difference if prices pull back versus if prices just pull back right away. All right, and so this is all stuff that you can document, and now I can figure out that I probably will go on and do later in the week. All right, so I go on to say, as you know, backtesting is very important for a trader's growth, as it will help escalate the learning curve for a trader. It will help them create a better edge for themselves, and it will give them more insight trading the methodology as well as build confidence, right? You start backtesting, you start learning the methodology faster and faster, you pick it up quicker, you can change things to create a better edge, right? You are always trying to create a better edge. You will build more confidence in yourself. If you just backtested 100 trades versus somebody Joe Blow down the street, well, you're going to have more confidence, right? In case you guys are wondering what software I'm using Soft4FX. You guys can get that in the description below. I strongly recommend it. Now note, this is important for you guys to have this document. You may need to scroll into this document to see the trades, because you know how I'm doing this? Like, you guys might need to do that in order to see my trades that I'm taking, like down here. Okay, like if you scroll out, you might not be able to see it too well. So you might need to scroll in to really start to see what I'm trying to do. And if you have problems understanding, just go back and look at the pictures and look at the setup again, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, note, this is important. Look, to help you identify which setup is which, because I was trading two different setups, I've gone ahead and drawn out the zone on the higher time frame chart. So on the right, you will see the higher time frame, the 4-hour, and on the left, you will see the 15-minute. Okay? And if I have drawn out a zone on the right, meaning I will show you, that means it was a multiple time frame setup, meaning setup 1. There's only 2 setups, guys. It's very easy to understand. So here's an example how I draw a zone out. That's going to indicate to you that, hey, this is a setup 1. All right, I'm trading multiple time frame. I need prices inside higher time frame. If you don't see anything drawn out, here's another one, by the way. So I draw it out for you. If you see this, for example, on the right, this trade is nothing's drawn out. But if you look to the left, I am trading with the 200 moving average. So it's pretty easy to figure that out. I mean, if you can't figure that out, you probably shouldn't be trading, right? So definitely some really interesting stuff there. And if we look at the results, this is where a lot of problems will occur for traders that I will see, is they will start, you see this is the graph overall. From trade 20 here and across, this was 60 trades right here. I stayed in this range for 60, no, it'd be about 40. Sorry, it's 40. I remember. 40 trades, I stayed sideways in this range. A lot of traders would give up on their trading strategy at that point. So it's important that you continue to backtest and you continue to follow through with the same trade setup. Whether it was a losing streak in here at this portion, a lot of traders would probably be discouraged. This is probably where I had 6 losing trades in a row. And then for them to win, then lose, and win, then lose, then win, then lose, slowly grind it up, and then go back down again. It's very tough, right? So it's important you stick through, because then you get that type of action, all right? There's going to be periods in your trading career that you go up, you go sideways, and you go down, all right? So it's important that you stay disciplined. And so if you guys do have any questions about this, you guys can always reach out to me on social media at Moneyball Austin, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you guys really did enjoy this video, I appreciate if you guys hit that like button. And if you guys would like your free training, you can head over to moneyballtrading.com and you will get a complete free training learning my top secrets that I recommend every trader learning, thinking in probability, common mistakes that traders are making, what are the difference between successful traders and losing traders. Check it out. That will all be in the description below that I've mentioned. The Word document, the training, the other videos I recommended, the backtesting software. So it is about coming up to 3 in the morning here where I am in Mexico. So I'm going to bed and I got to wake up in 3 hours to start trading the markets. Life of a trader, eh? Woohoo! Cheers. Bye-bye.